Last time on Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Kyo's like, oh, pancakes, and then Gonta's like, oh. And I'm like, whoop, it's Kyo again. And he's like, oh no, how did you know? He's like, cause you're shitty at drawing on the floor. And he's like, oh, I should have taken those drawing classes back in middle school. I'm like, damn straight. And Kyo's like, I learned my lesson today. Practice makes perfect. And then he laughs because they're all having a good time together.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and was headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or...? Dun 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 dun.
The Art Research Lab is...
Danganronpa is one of those themes, kind of like Fire Emblem has, like with the level up theme, that every time you hear it, you just want to sing along.
Not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! Keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
Typical
that sounds like something
Miu.
only you would do, Miu.
What did Kokichi see? Something Angie did. There has to be a clue
The
there.
Art Research...
Could it have something to do with the burning of the effigies? Because it says, be careful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
She was killed in the empty room instead.
That's not right. Huh? Suichi doesn't know either? Okay, I'll tell you, Angie was killed in the empty room. But I could be lying, so who knows?
Damn it! Left her lab.
Oh no, I am right, but it's on the statement
But
she
why
wanted
would
a
she
candle.
Go into an empty room?
Because that's
There shouldn't
true.
have been anything.
That's it! She wanted a candle!
Got it.
I agree.
Yeah, we did it, but that wasn't a V-point. The V-points are super finicky. They're really kind of hard to get at times.
Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play!
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So
Oh,
she
look
went
at
to
her.
go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
Oh, she's so happy. She's like, I'm gonna do the ritual and resurrect everyone and be nice.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
Her ears are kind of shaped weird.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be Atua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. Because of her forehead injury.
This is it!
She was attacked twice with something and something else.
The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma. And I think after Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow.
Correct. So she was chased after she was hit once or something.
Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
Oh, I see what it means now. She didn't get away.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear?
Dude, what's your problem? We figured it out.
What are you? All clear?
Well, yes, all clear. I don't understand what the issue is.
What are you all... You what? What are... I will not fear. I will not...
I knew it! I knew it!
Sweet
Now I can be sexually attracted to Kyo without any issues. I knew he was a hot girl. I said that in such a creepy voice.
Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
Wait a minute. Does this have something to do with his sister? Is he like using some special seance thing to like channel his sister inside of himself? What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
Never mind, he still has a penis. He just eventually wears makeup that attaches to his face for no reason.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts! Of mysteries! Of a dense, impenetrable fog!
I don't understand what your motive is still.
Nothing is clear at all!
Another one? I like how long these trials are, though. They're easily like the best part of the game.
Lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind.
Oh, they hit her with the
no
loose floorboard, didn't
there?
they? Damn it! Got in the way. How can you say something like that when there is no bloodstain? She was not carried anywhere. I'm not the culprit. It's all just a delusion. It's not possible. Did I... The thing I'm unclear with the sword sections is it because I'm hitting the white point or because I got it wrong?
The hallway and empty room had no blood.
I hate how it destroys it. Getting the V point on those is super
you say
hard.
The culprit carried Angie's body? Where was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words.
I'm gonna miss you, buddy, but you kind of did a murder.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Yeah, I wonder who that is. Nah, he's fine. I bet it was Maki. Soichi, are you for real? I don't want Kyo to go.
It has to be you!
Yep, Kyo killed them both by himself.
It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why? Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Really?
Huh? Which one?
The murder that was an accident was Angie's.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
How could he accidentally place a sickle there and do all that shit?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
Oh, you killed her for
She
that?
just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless.
I think the issue with only killing one, though, is it would have been too obvious. He had no setup for it, and he would have been found out rather quickly.
If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
I thought about that the other way.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio.
Oh, it's totally not Kyo who's doing it. It's this, like, lady who I'm guessing is still his sister, who looks a lot like Cleo from FGO. But, yeah, that's really interesting. I hope that means I can love Kyo with a fresh slate.
Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over.
Or is he just crazy?
You're
I can't
right.
tell.
Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
Because he's fabulous.
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them.
That doesn't mean that they're wrong, Kyo.
For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie.
Except for all of it?
No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence. There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty
Oh,
room.
excuse me.
That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
He's really sweating it up.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Come on, apologize. Apologize, apologize.
Kyo, why are you starting an earthquake with your apologies?
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know what weapon was used on Angie. I have to prove it to him. What?
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
Yes, I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess.
Whoops.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
Yes, I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess.
I keep hitting it early. Normally pretty good with rhythm games, too.
Why must you force your delusions on us?
Your logic.
That's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekio.
It's probably just the way it's drawing my eyes all over the screen.
Why must you force your delusions on us?
Your logic.
That's merely a delusion.
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me.
Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Oh, shit, that was the wrong order. That was super weird.
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me.
Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry
Wait,
lot.
what? Error? I don't know what's going on there.
Apologize. Apologize.
Wait, what? Oh, you can't see the
I
timings.
am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me.
Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. You have no proof that Korekio is the killer.
Floorboard moved, remove floorboard.
It ends here!
Oh, God.
Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Oh, yeah.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
By the way, I was actually... you guys have been pretty good about spoilers so far, but I've actually been spoiled on the floorboard part, so I already knew that. So, once again, please, no spoiler policy whatsoever. You guys have been pretty good about it. I've never had an issue with it in any other series ever. And this was the first time, and it was a very minor thing, so whatever. But please, just try not to.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
all you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
So it's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
You didn't do anything, though.
Shuichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
Really want to see his reasons, though.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Now, whereas we do the slow part where we match it all, I really actually don't like this. I mean, I appreciate it because all the extra art you get, but at the same time, it feels like putting together was really obvious. Who was the culprit? The saw in the empty room. Wait, who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Kyo? Oh well, can't say that. What weapon knocked Angie unconscious? Wait. Remove floorboard. What was compressing the injury on Angie's head? That was the tape, which we don't have. Remove the gold leaf katana. Whose effigy was stabbed with a katana? Don't have that yet. That was to hit the sliding lock. Good. Put the pebble on the floor. The sickle and the sheet. The duct tape. Wait, what? The path is already made in this picture, though. Oh, by seeing the salt. There we go. Let's see. What is he doing there? He's like, whoa. The culprit approached the cage. I would like to hear what the actual, like, logical fallacies are from you guys. Because, like, in general, I think Danganronpa likes to do some jump the gun logic pieces. But I didn't notice anything that specifically stood out to me. Stab Kaede's effigy. Not there, yes. Oh, yeah, this is when we discovered the body. This isn't when it was killed. Okay, never mind. That's when they stabbed it. And the last one. There we go. Now, Kokichi, do a Suichi, do a long thing where you explain the obvious.
Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned.
Down
To
there.
use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms.
I love how the culprit is always disgustingly tall and dark, man.
This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the cross pieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the cross pieces in all 3 rooms.
There's Angie. Oh.
La 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 la.
However,
Oh,
when
what's
the
that?
culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces.
She just asked, like, what are you doing, Kyo? Why are you in here? What are you doing? Are you cutting the floorboard?
Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder
All
plan.
for it, too.
But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit.
Yeah, Kyo literally could have just stopped right there.
Oh, well, whatever. I need to go get that candle anyway.
The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head.
Angie literally died because she was too nice.
The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding.
I mean, I do have to give it to Kyo, though. This is pretty smart to come up with on the spot.
Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end.
That's when the tape fell off. The single piece of evidence
because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body.
I love how almost every single one of these investigations is because of the tiniest mistake. Every single one. One was Kurumi's gloves. Another one was, well, Kai didn't really make a mistake, but she could tell, because she didn't plan for it to go any further. She planned for the culprit to be the dead one. And then for this one, it's just like, oh, I let a piece of tape drop.
Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
Oh,
they then
poor
stabbed
Angie.
Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down.
Yeah, he had a lot of time to do this because no one was really walking around.
There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door.
Then the effigy spun and locked the door. Woo!
Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
Suichi, I know I'm dead, but that doesn't mean you can draw upskirts of me in your explanations.
A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was
For some reason, it was glowing with magical energy.
The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body.
Look at them walk in and like
The culprit
pose.
wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder.
Look at them like doing JoJo poses. Like it's like a drawing from JoJo, but it's way low quality, like background characters just posing or something.
To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance.
This still doesn't answer why he killed 2 people, though.
volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed.
That makes me wonder, did he know that it would be Tenko, or I believe he said something about a female specifically, and since there are only two there, he knew that Tenko would probably be the one to do it.
To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit.
I'm sad there's still no confirmation of magic yet, though.
They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko.
Then again, I guess that could make some cases really complicated.
While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage.
I'm kind of curious, how long did, like, Danganronpa... Yeah. Danganronpa. How long did, Dang It Grandpa 1 and 2, take place over? Because I don't know the time frame. Was it a few months? Was it a few weeks? Was it 2 weeks? It's really unclear. It seems like it's a really short amount of time, but it's very unclear.
The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance.
And then Kokichi started
we
singing.
each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song.
Kokichi, you cannot sing Lady Gaga like Kyo expected you to. You look so angry.
When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium.
Kokichi, or Suichi looks like he's ready to sing some, like, death metal.
But our culprit had another plan.
Spirit Crusher,
to commit a
sung
murder
by
in the
Suichi.
darkness.
I would want to hear Suichi's voice actor sing Spirit Crusher.
Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along.
I don't really think that step was necessary.
And when the culprit reached the center of the circle...
Like, if Kyo is good enough to memorize an entire magic circle, just and go for it, although I'm not sure if he was actually able to memorize it, although he probably did, why would he have to bother memorizing a singular square room and where everything's at? I know it's dark, but still, he should be able to navigate that pretty easily from where his position is.
They found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance.
And then we found out she had died, but the culprit removed the sickle and we did that.
Discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room.
I just want a Danganronpa game where it's like...
Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us.
Seriously, if there was any Danganronpa character that was like an actual investigator, they would just like make fingerprint analysis out of things. Why? Wait a minute. Why doesn't Suichi and Kirigiri do that? There's tons of like supplies around the school. I am very sure you could do fingerprint analysis really easily. I don't know why they don't. Like, that, it doesn't take that many tools to be able to do. Just, you need the right types of, chemistry equipment.
The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark.
Oh, that's a cool
However,
picture.
The culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle.
The culprit is...
Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
I guess you're supposed to say Korekio and not Korekio like I have been, but whatever, it's too late. Now that he's about to be dead, he's engraved in my memory forever as Korekio.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
He seems pretty innocent to me.
Sweet Korekio. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret. My only regret.
Is that the seance didn't work?
Was not being able to make 100 friends.
What? What? My only regret was not being a complete Twitter whore.
100 friends?
Or did he kill over 100 people?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
Or is he killing people in order to kind of like seance them into his body or whatever?
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time coming up!
The heart racing excitement as...
The heart-racing excitement!
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off!
That ignoring.
It's voting time!
That was exciting when he admitted to it. So you guys did tell me, apparently, that even if you vote for someone who's the wrong person, everyone else will still vote for Kyo. Because they know the answer, so... I'll still vote for Kyo, though. His art looks really good.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Results. Even Kyo voted for himself. Last time Kurumi was angry and voted me.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Shinguji? Is that his last name? Huh, I didn't know that. Hey, we did it. Probably got an F. What? Hey. I did it. I'm a smart... Oh, I actually got a B on the Scrum debate because it took me so many tries and I didn't just restart and do it well. Wow, seriously? I'll correct again?
Absolutely right.
Amazing. This is the 3rd correct verdict in a row.
All right.
If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, then you'll proceed to the bonus round. How's this game gonna last that long? Yeah, it doesn't even make sense.
For now.
It's finally over. No, not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Why? Kyo, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tenko?
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I heard you guys say that, like, my impression of, Himiko is by far the most spot on out of, like, people on YouTube. And thank you. I tried, I guess. Yeah, he no need to kill them both, no matter what motive he have. Motive?
Hey.
Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did, though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey!
Don't tell me you're actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kyo.
Shut up!
Shut up, I never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual? That had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we're friends. I'll tell you, I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that. What? So it had something to do with the motive. Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
From both the bottom of my heart. Someone so dear, someone I long for. His sister?
I love her with all my heart. And she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other. Forever bound by fate.
Incest? Or just, like, familial and Kyo's using weird imagery?
None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
For those of you who don't remember, I'm saying sister because we did his free time event earlier with Kaede and he kept talking about her. Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you. Some of us aren't that lucky. So to see this lover of yours, you had to escape.
Don't tell me.
That's why you killed Angie and Tenko, but why did you need to kill both? If you asked if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I had no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside?
Wait!
Don't look at me. I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
Calm down. No one would want a disgusting shit stuffed bitch like you anyway.
Curse Blue!
What the what?
Hey!
Kyo, who is it? Who's this person you love?
Hey.
Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside this academy. I mean inside me.
Sister.
Yes, the one I love lies inside me, my dearest sister. Sister?
Wait!
Don't look at me. I'm not his sister.
Right?
Well, duh. If you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Wait.
Your sister? But didn't you say that she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter?
It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply.
Up in the top left corner, I didn't see that. No physical connection. To confirm, there is no sex happening in that picture. Either that or it means that they're not blood related, but they look pretty blood related, so.
The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us.
Okay, yeah.
They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared. Oh, how I long for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth.
How does that do with killing
For my beloved
anyone?
sister.
That's why, for my beloved sister, I had to.
Always messing around.
You had to escape from here, right? No, I had to kill for her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. I do remember him saying this. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely.
However,
Even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find her some friends. Friends for my dear deceased sister. Deceased?
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved sister.
For my sister's sake, I've killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people worthy of being sister's friends. Huh? Well, what?
Incomprehensible.
This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible.
Sister.
Sister is very happy.
Yes.
Yes, Korakio. I am very happy. Thanks to you, I am not lonely.
What?
Could it be that the lipstick version of Kyo is...
I am Korekio's older sister.
Oh, okay. Thank you, I am looking after my little brother.
What?
What the hell?
Yes.
After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. But sister came to save me.
I am pleased.
She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
Korekio.
That's wonderful, Korakio. Your love made the impossible possible.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Is this really a spirit?
I told you.
She's just delusional. What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick.
Well, you know.
You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two you killed
What
here.
was that?
What? Seems like he was already crazy before he got here. You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, right?
Unacceptable.
Do not make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being my sister's friends. Only girls. I see, so when we were deciding on who should be the medium, that's why I wanted specifically a girl. He's like, yeah, need a good girl. You said it would work best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls
Wonderful.
here. And besides Maki and Miyu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being my sister's friends.
Yeah?
All worthy.
Why you?
Hey, how come I'm not included? I mean, not like I care. Then the second victim could have been me? Tenko died in place of me? I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie Spirit should go in. No, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Huh? Infiltrate? Really? But how did you... It was obvious to me. I've studied many people. Yes, she stood up against the darkness of this school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
Beautiful.
I was so touched by that. Wonderful, she was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko.
Well.
Though I was planning on having you become my sister's friend too eventually.
No way!
What? You do all that for... Wow, you did all that just to kill. For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were so interested in the encaged child just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
See.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that.
For my beloved sister.
I wanted to kill for my sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Are you okay?
Kaido, are you okay? You look kind of pale. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on the psychopath, okay? Allow me to explain, though. I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping this place.
However...
But Angie walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else too. After all, it would be a shame to just waste a seance trick I prepared.
What is that?
You're talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to my sister. Korakio, you're such a thoughtful little brother. But it was bad to get greedy.
Oh dear.
You're right. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to sister. Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances of Korakio's crime. I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand. That right. Killing 2 friends for your dead sister?
But how?
That wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after my
Do not
sister's death.
worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
That's right. Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Korkio's side.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. I love you. Cut it out already.
What was that?
I don't understand what you're saying. Nothing's making sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair?
Well...
Because death is unfair. Okay, so now I see that Kyo... There's two possible explanations, and this is probably just me going after to defend a character I love, although I don't really have to, because I also love Maki, who's an assassin, and, you know, all these crazy things. But it could be that, like, if the whole ghost thing is real, his sister's really kind of pushing him to do some really terrible things. Like, if she's actually mentally invading him during a seance, it's very possible that his mental state has deteriorated from that. Either that or he's just batshit from the start, who knows.
And another thing.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
Well, if you look at it like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. Man, if people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it. If people were watching this. Like I am. Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this. Oh, I think they just took a jab at the players.
You got me.
Hell yeah. If I wasn't in this killing game, I would have so much fun watching.
So then...
The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery. But my role in it is over. I have to finish my explanation to you, friends.
Sister.
I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister. I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again now.
Correcchio.
It's alright, sweet Korkio. Come to me. Looks like you've already prepared. Now then, let's get started.
It's punishment time!
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Huh?
Punishment time?
Sister.
My beloved sister, at long last, I'll finally get to see you again.
That's right.
Yes, from now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others. But what? I can't accept this.
Therefore,
like I said, there is no such thing as a death that can be accepted.
from an anthropological point
Why
of
do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead never cease? The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death, it also determines how you live, yes?
What was that?
Well, what? That's the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
I shall observe.
I will watch over you all as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
That's right.
It won't just be me and Korkio. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity is beautiful.
I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
Oh, Kyo. I know you're nuts, but this is too much. This is way too much for me. Man. What's going on there? Okay. Cultural melting pot? Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this. Monotom's just standing there watching. Okay, so he's in a hot pot. And they're throwing... Oh, more wood on the fire. And Monodom just died? Oh, poor Kyo. At least his soul went to heaven, though. He seems really happy about it. I mean, like... Oh. Oh. Oh, that's messed up. Even his sister didn't accept him. I don't know if that's actually what happened or if that's for show, but like... That's super messed up if it, like, his own sister abandoned him. Well, what?
How gory!
No, Monodon, why?
How can this
Well,
be?
what the? To think my cute child would commit suicide. Ah, it's so cute. What? So freaking cute he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. Monodon committed suicide. Had I known this happened, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodon obsessed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him.
That's right!
Yes, the other Monocubs drove him insane, but not me. Hey, who's Monodon? Huh, you already forgot? That's kind of scary.
Well, now.
Well, looks like another class trial is wrapped up without incident, so... I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste, though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster. Just shut up. How long are you gonna keep talking about that?
I told you.
Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic. I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? What a waste. If none of you were gonna use it, you should let me have it. I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? I don't know. They're all pretty terrible, actually. Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it's been the two of us this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad. You missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Oh, too bad. Sad part is I don't think anyone's gonna mourn Korokio. Even now, he still talks about raising the dead.
Always messing around.
Man, this is stupid. What people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead.
Of course.
The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. That's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up. Leave me alone.
What?
But there's something this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all, not in this academy. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. The ultimate talents are the best weapons we have.
Going to do his best.
Then going to do his best to keep everyone safe. Going to want to protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. I don't want Suichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you going to use that, huh?
Okay,
I'll work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
that's
Huh?
right.
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. Maki. I see. I wonder how long it'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maki rolls one of my sidekicks.
Got a minute?
I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll? Oh, you guys are so close now. This must be a powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. That's right, 7 people already. It's nearly half. You're right, only 9 people left now. Well, what do you know? The dumbass can do basic math. That's right, 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away, only 9 remain. Yeah, I'm starting to hate Miyu more than anyone, I think.
Actually...
By calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces? Just 9 of us.
Well, you know.
Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end.
Shit.
That's totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right?
How rude!
No, I am not thinking that. Your blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable.
But you know...
But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on God, spirits of the dead.
I believe in you.
Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Okay.
Kind of.
Well, of course.
You're right. Those of us who remain can start over. Hold up. Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. And there's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
How exciting!
Yank your head off and smash it onto the ground with all your strength. Got that?
way.
I've never heard of such an intense form of apology. Seems like everything is settled for now, even though we're missing her.
You alright?
Himiko, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help, you can tell Gonta. I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt. Oh, Gonta understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko's such a liar. Huh?
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was just compromised or comprised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
Right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back.
Hey!
Hey, what are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? What? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better, too. Venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Oh, Tenko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. But I gotta survive. I still can't go where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Oh man, she's just bawling her eyes out. Himiko. Damn it. Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. And before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began crying. Oh. How many lines did they record of Himiko crying? The tears we shed, I couldn't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. Oh, man. Like, I thought it was gonna be hard to defend what Kyo did, or, like, easy. Like, I can come up with something, but no, like, Kyo's he's a super messed up psychopath murderer. I think I still like him as a character, but, like, I am honestly kind of glad he's gone in the grand scheme of things. It's weird, because it's a character that I really like, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's good that that character died. He did not need to be here, and he would have just caused more issues. Still, I think his end was kind of cruel. More so cruel than the other ones I've seen. Like, Kaede's was bad because of the mental picture of being, like, played with in that way. Kurumi's was bad just because it was a lot of determination thrown away. But Kyo's was like everything he did and all this work he did and strive for was like thrown in his face and he was laughed at for it. And that's kind of messed up. However,
is she hard to carry, Gonta?
I'm not sure. Gonta's face looks kind of creepy there.
No, she's fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me?
What? She doesn't really, like, have anything there.
You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya!
Someone punch me, you, please.
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaido had stopped in his tracks. Kaido, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
Huh?
Are you sure?
Well...
Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said so earlier. I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Aw, she's blushing, isn't she? Just a little bit. Still haven't warmed up to me, huh?
But...
Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. It seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore. Yeah, because of me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you're bragging, Kaido. Huh. But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead. Sure, got it. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Kokichi said something about like a major revelation. I never really got one. After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaido. What? Oh, what's wrong with...
I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet.
Oh, what's wrong with Kaido?
Damn it. No way am I gonna die here.
No, nothing better be wrong with Kaido.
No way.
That makes 2 more gone. We have 3 more trials left. Oh, man. You know, that one... Mysterious Mask. You know, the thing with that case is that, like, aside from the ending with Kaido, it really wasn't that interesting in general. Like, I feel like the realization that Korokio's like some psychopathic murderer isn't really as interesting as it could be, seeing as how Maki is already an assassin. Like, it's just not that surprising to me. We had the same thing in Danganronpa 1, and we had Maki already do that here. It's just his reasons seem kind of messed up. And, I don't know, I felt like they could have made him a bit more interesting. Like his total character, but... Anyways, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, and if you want to become a member of the Dust Brigade, click subscribe. I don't know how many videos it's going to take, but might be a while before we get here. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Riding out.